Hey guys, how's it going? Marc here from Santino Sunday Cigar Review, Santino Cigars and Cocktails. And we're back with this week's Just the Tip. And I want to drop a little information on tasting notes. So, you know when you watch our show that we try not to use those generic terms as things like spice, earth, cocoa, When it comes to tasting, it's not necessarily, it's not that you're actually tasting a salt or a pepper, a low or a high, a positive or a negative. Everything that you taste, that you smell, is a essence of remembrance from something in your life. Where you've heard me talk about, sometimes I get some of that chocolate out of some of these LFDs that reminds me of a Nesquik milk like chocolate milk when I was a kid. It's things like that. When I like to talk about those real bold, rich spices, I'm talking about you get a real good seared steak that has that salt and that pepper, maybe the garlic that's settled in to give it that nice spice, but still have complexity. These are all taste notes that I've experienced throughout my life. Yes, I've been smoking cigars for a couple of decades, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not that one cigar I smoked 15 years ago tastes the same today. Some of those nuances will always stay the same, simply because there are certain aspects of tobacco that it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to taste them, okay? All tobacco has when I say generic, I don't mean generic, but everything has a simple balance to it, okay? So remember that when you're tasting a cigar, if you're sitting down and you're doing a tasting yourself, sit down, smoke the cigar slowly, smoke it carefully, take longer draws on it. When you let the smoke out, don't be afraid to take a second, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth, and think. It's not so much, don't try and pick up this is spicy, this must be, cayenne pepper from Mrs. Smith's at the grocery store. No, that's not what we're doing. When you put it in, when you draw the smoke in your mouth, if you retrohale, if you inhale, if you draw out a lot, when you draw it out, take that smoke and just try and remember something that tastes like. That's going to give you your taste notes. Okay, so when it comes to tasting, remember, it's not always about what's written on a review, because the people that did that review, they did tasting their way as well. Okay? When you taste your cigars. Don't try and pinpoint everything to it. That's this week's Just a Tip.